Hello guys, welcome back to another video. You're here with Men in Tech, and in today's video I'm going to teach you guys how you can set passwords to your pen drives and your external drives. This is absolutely a free way you can set the passwords to these devices so that when someone picks it up to access them without your consent, the person cannot use it. And it applies to every PC, whether and also every OS. It doesn't matter the OS version, Linux, Windows 8, Windows 10, Windows 11. It works on all platforms. So let's get to the video and see how we can do this without using any third-party application. And it's also for free. Hi guys, so let's get to the procedures on how we can encrypt our pen drives or the external hard drives with the passwords before we can access it. So as I said earlier on, the purpose of this video is to set a passcode to our pen drives or external drives to prevent easy accessibility to unauthorized users or even you yourself. Yes, so to get started, let me verify from my external hard drive for you to see how this actually works. So I'm inserting my external hard drive into my PC right now. So let me go to this PC. As you can see, I have my disk inserted and it is showing right here as the local disk G. But you can see that there is a pass lock on it. So this lock shows that I cannot access this drive until I unlock it. As compared to these two drives seen right here, these two is easily accessible because they are unlocked. I can just click on them to access them. I can click on this to access it. But with this especially, you can see a padlock or a lock on it. So I just need to double click. It gives me another pop-up saying that I should key in a passcode before I can access it. So let me key in my password. So this is my code. I enter it and then it gives me access. You can see that the lock has now changed to blue and also the lock is out. So this means that this drive is now accessible. I can double click and access it because I have entered the password. And before we start to do this encryption, there's one thing that I want you to have in mind. So the purpose of this actually is to encrypt your drive so that you prevent other sources from, accessing it. And also inserting things like your drives to different machines and all of that. Some people have malware on their systems and immediately you slot in your hard disk or your pen drives. The pen drive just, some have this auto open peripheral devices on, so immediately you slot in, it just opens up, and if they have malware, you just get infected. So this encryption also helps you to prevent all these items to get your drive or your disk at risk. So let's get to this encryption and let's see how we can do it. So I'm going to take my hard disk out, and then I have a pen drive here which has no encryption on it. So let me just insert it. I'm inserting it right now. So yes, as you can see, the pen drive is here and it's free. There's no encryption on it. To set this, we are going to use something called BitLocker. So this BitLocker is an embedded feature inside the Windows OS. So Windows 8, Windows 10, Windows 11. We have this BitLocker encryption in there, so it's embedded. It comes with the OS, the operating system, so you can use it for free and you do not need to pay or use any third-party applications. Mostly people use third-party applications to do this encryption, but I do not recommend you to use these third-party applications. Why? Mostly some of these third-party applications end up corrupting your drive, your pen drive or your external drive, and sometimes to using this third-party applications, some only work on your PC, but when you insert it into a different PC, it turns out not to work anymore. But with this BitLocker that we are going to use embedded inside the Windows, works for all OS, I mean all operating systems, even in MacBooks. When you insert your drive into a MacBook, it requires you to key in the password before it can be accessible. So let's get to it and let's see how we can do that. First of all, you need to right click. And also another notice here, for those on the Windows 8 and the Windows 10, when you right click on your drive, you get all the listed informations when you right click. But with Windows 11, you need to go to show more. There is a slight difference in here. So for Windows 10, when you right click, you see this, and Windows 11, you right click, you see this, and you go to show more options. The next step is to click on turn on BitLocker. So this is what we are going to use to create the encryption. You click on turn on. It says that please wait. This is going to take about 10 to 15 seconds to just analyze, to pick up your drive, and then we can continue. So let's wait a while. We'll just complete right away. Let's say in 10 seconds. Yes. So as you can see, it gives us the opportunity to encrypt this drive using two options, where one is saying that we should use a smart card to unlock the drive, and also one is saying that use a password to unlock the drive. I will recommend you go for the password and not the smart card. So the smart card is on another advanced feature, but you know, anything can happen. So let's go for the easy way in which we can do it, and when there is a problem, the easy way we can fix it. So we are going to use the password to unlock the drive. So you check the box over here and then you key in the password. But you should note that when it comes to passwords, there are rules for setting up passwords. So you need to at least type in 8 digits or maybe more. So let me type in something. So I'm using a number, so maybe 0213014040. And then you retype your passcode right here to 13014040. Another thing that I would like you to note is this encryption is based on the capacity of your disk. So if your disk capacity is very high, let's say you're using a 1 terabyte, you want to encrypt a 1 TB disk, it's going to take much time to encrypt it because the capacity of the drive is very large, as compared to maybe an 8 gigabyte drive or maybe a 4 gigabyte drive. So the higher the capacity, much time it takes to encrypt it, and the lower the capacity of the drive, the lesser time it takes to encrypt the drive. So I have a 16 gigabyte of drive right here, and you know, on my external drive it took much time because it has a higher capacity. So I understand, and that's a caution that you should note. I just want to give you that notice so that in case you are encrypting and then you find yourself that why is this thing taking so long, it will work out. It just needs time to complete it because the capacity of your drive is very high. So let me just demonstrate with an example right here with this 16 gigs of space on this pen drive. So let me type in the password and then let me retype it. After that, you need to click on next. So you click on next. It says that how do you want to back up your recovery key? So this recovery key is something, let me explain it in a simple way. So this recovery key is, should in case you forget the password you set on the pen drive or the external drive, this recovery key helps you to clear the password from the pen drive. So you can save the drive, or maybe if you have a printer, you can print it out and keep it somewhere. So I will choose save a file. So I want to save it on my PC, and it says BitLocker recovery key. You can name it to whatever you want. I can name mine to this, choose desktop, and then I save it. So after saving, the next thing is to click on next. And it says that encrypt used space only, which is faster and best for new PCs and drives, and encrypt the entire drive. So I want you to encrypt the entire drive. So the used space only is the disk is going to encrypt the first option. So it's going to only encrypt the used space. So let's say this 16 gig drive I have. If I have 8 gigabytes used space, let's say I have 8 gigabytes of items in there, it is going to encrypt only the 8 gigabyte items and leaving the rest of the 8 gigabytes accessible. But I don't want that. I want to encrypt the entire drive, whether used or unused. So I just need to go to the encrypt entire drive, and then I click on next. It gives another option saying that new encryption mode best for fixes, compatible mode best for blah 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 blah. So here it's just that we are choosing the encryption mode to use, and it's already on compatible mode. So you just leave it at compatible mode, and then you click on next, and then you start the encryption. So when you start the encryption, it's going to load up. Let me start it so that you see how it works. So you start the encryption and it's going to load out just like this. So as you can see, it's loading from 0.1 to whatever number. So to get a complete encryption, this need to load to 100%. You understand? So this is where I told you that depending on the space of your pen drive or your external drive, it's going to take much time to complete this. So as you can see, it's 1.1. This is less, let's say 16 gigs. So it's going to take not much time to complete. But as compared to an external drive of 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte, you would have to, have patience for this to complete. And please do not take out the pen drive or external drive during the encryption period. Taking out the external drive or pen drive during this period can cause damage to your pen drive or external drive. So do not take out the pen drive or external drive during the encryption period. Just allow it to complete, and when it is done, you click on OK or close. Then you can access your pen drive using a passcode.